Okay, so we need to recap finding the area of some basic shapes. Whilst you're not explicitly tested on this at level 2 maths, it's assumed that you do know it, and it could come up as part of a question leading on to something else. Okay, so easiest one first, rectangles, of course, is the area is the base times the height, so the area of this rectangle is 5 times 3, which is 15 centimeters squared. Next one is for triangles, and you're doing half times the base times the height. You need to make sure that you get the perpendicular height of a triangle. That's the only tricky part, really. So you can see on this one, the perpendicular height is actually outside of the triangle, that 10 meters there. So we've got half times base times height is half times 4 times 10, so that's 20 meters squared. Also make sure you include the right units. And then we have parallelograms. That's a real simple one. It's like a rectangle that's been pushed over, so it has the same formula for finding the area. It's base times height. Again, make sure you've got the perpendicular height and you don't use the length of one of those sloping sides instead. Okay, trapezium. So the area is half a plus b times h. Now the a and the b are the two parallel sides. So that 8 and 12 are the two sides that we add together. Then we half that and multiply it by the perpendicular height. Sometimes you might get given a trapezium that's on its side, so the parallel sides might be running vertically instead of horizontally. That's totally fine. Could be on an angle, but make sure it's the two parallel sides that you add together. You half that sum and then multiply it by the perpendicular distance between those two parallel sides. And the last one for now is the area of a circle, which of course is pi r squared. So for this one we got pi times 7 squared. Now just be careful, you might be given the diameter instead of the radius. So if you were given the diameter, which is all the way across, you need to half it to get what the radius is. And that sums it up for areas of basic shapes, and we can then move on into some more complicated things that actually is level 2 work.